Hello. My name is Hance, and I am here instead of just doing your I Ching reading for the week or the weekend or the day. Today, I'm finally going to show you how to cast your own I Ching reading, because you can. One of the beauties of the I Ching is that it's totally accessible and readily available for you to use at any time. If you're here on YouTube, then you can also have access to the hexagram grid and to lots of different versions of the I Ching that are free online. So it's not like tarot where there's a bit more of a learning curve. The I Ching is much more direct and available, which is part of what I love about it. So I'm going to use, I use the coin method, not the yarrow stalk method, because it's easier. I have 3 pennies here. So I'm going to just throw all 3 pennies 6 times. Heads are worth 3, tails are worth 2. I'm not going to get into a lot of why things today, just the how. So we've got heads and tails, we've got 3 pennies. So now on a piece of paper, happy full moon, by the way. I thought it was a good time to do this to celebrate the full moon. So as you see, I have numbers 1 through 6. And I've written the question at the top. The numbers 1 through 6 go from the bottom to the top. So when we throw the coins the first time, we're going to add up our numbers, get our line, and put it in that first position at the bottom and work from the bottom up. Okay, I hope that's clear. If this isn't clear, you can ask me any questions in the comments, and I can always do this again and make it clear. What's our collective path for the weekend of March 18th, 2022? So I'm going to hold the coins in my hands and feel that question in my hands. What is our collective path for this weekend? What is our collective path for this weekend? So I'm going to gently shake them. All 3 coins. We're going to throw 6 times. So let's see. First, I have 1 head and 2 tails. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Heads are 3, tails are 2. So our total for the 3 coins is 7. So 7 is a yang line, an unchanging yang line. So it's just a solid line, just like that. Let's throw again. What is our collective correct path for this weekend? Same again. Head, 1 head and 2 tails. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I put another yang line in the second position over top of the first yang line, like so. What is our correct path for this weekend? So now I have 3 heads, which is 9. 3 times 3 is 9. So that's an old yang line, a heavy yang line, which turns into its opposite, a yin line. So now we have a second hexagram because we have a line that's changing. So see, we have those first 2 good old-fashioned stable yang lines in the first 2 positions. And now we have a changing line in the 3rd position that's going from yang to yin, the open yin line. What's our collective correct path for this weekend? So now the I Ching is participating very nicely in this. So now I have 2 heads and 1 tail. So that's 8. So that's a yin line. So now we have an open yin line, unchanging, in the 4th position, so that you see it carries over into the 2nd hexagram.
So far, we only have one changing line in the third position that's yang changing into yin. What's our collective correct path for this weekend? Two heads and one tail, another yin line. So now we have another unchanging yin line in our fifth position. So just one more roll. What's our collective correct path for this weekend? Two heads and one tail. 8, again, another yin line. So when we have 3 heads, we have a 6, which is a yin line turning into a yang line. When we have 3 heads, it's a 9, which is a yang line turning into a yin line. So here are our completed 2 hexagrams. We have 11 into 19. I haven't gotten to that part yet, but see, it's 2 hexagrams standing next to each other, one changing line at line 3. So then when I see the hexagrams, when I see the lines, I go to the hexagram chart. I'm using the one from my book, Oracle of Emergence, but there are plenty of these online. So I look at the top 3 lines over here and the bottom 3 lines over here, and I come to where they meet in the middle. So we have 3 yin lines on the top in our first hexagram and 3 yang lines on the bottom. So here's our 3 yin lines and 3 yang lines, and where they meet is hexagram 11. Our second hexagram has all yin lines at the top and 1 yin line on top of 2 yang lines on the bottom. So that brings us down here to hexagram 19. So then I go to the table of contents and I look up, well, what is that? So it looks like hexagram 11 is confluence and hexagram 19 is blessed. So our I Ching reading for the weekend, what is our correct path for this weekend, is hexagram 11 into 19. It's confluence into blessed, with one changing line at line 3. So let's read this. I love confluence. This is a hexagram of powerful, fluid, effortless union. 2 rivers don't force confluence. They naturally emerge from their mutual flow, not one, not 2. The flow of energy can be seen in water, but it's not just water. Water makes energy visible. In a personal sense, the heart, mind, and body join forces, entering the stream together. They amplify and complement each other's power. Step into the stream and feel it on your skin. Let it permeate you. Feel how light you are here. Feel how you float. Allow yourself to be held by invisible forces. Open your body to dissolve your body. Give it to the river. Enter the stream. Have you ever heard Nina Simone's version of "He's got the whole world in his hands"? Oh, I love that version. That's what this hexagram feels like. It's a reminder that you're not in control, but you do have a choice around how much you are willing to surrender. This is a love hexagram, not formal love, boundless love. The 2 trigrams that make up this hexagram are heaven under earth. You've got the 3 lines on top are earth, all yin, and the bottom lines are all yang, heaven. The union of heaven and earth, heaven supporting earth, 2 people who are magnetically drawn together without knowing why. From within them is a clear, clean union of polarities from which all life can emerge. This is bigger than you and lets you feel bigger than you thought you could be. The freedom of love becoming itself between you. How much love can you hold and be held by? How much do you resist the flow? Stepping into the confluence will make this clear. This coming together is perhaps just for a moment, but it's a primal moment. Not everyone can abide a primal moment for long enough to make it an actual relationship. I know the truth. Still, they stand at the confluence. All self-consciousness drops away. Dropping off body, you drop off mind. This is a state of being. It's also a skill. Yang supports yin in the powerful current. Her feet don't touch the ground. She floats, heart and breasts offered to the sky. It's possible that you've been swept off your feet in the romantic sense with this hexagram. Feel the flowing current. Trust it. Welcome the loss of control, the better to feel every nuance of what holds you, including you. You don't have control, but you do have free will. You can flail or float. If you resist, you will flail and exhaust yourself and possibly drown. Allow peace to carry you. When you step into the stream, you become part of the confluence. No separation. Can you allow yourself to feel connected to all that is as the rivers join in you? Can you feel the water outside your skin meeting the water inside your every cell? Can you honor your body as a materialization of the confluence? Feel the gush match your own, pulse and flow. Whatever joins it becomes it, all the flotsam and jetsam. This is the vast metabolization of the confluence, and especially right now in spring in the Northern Hemisphere, as the rivers fill and gush, the confluence becomes even more powerful. So it's all of what we've been getting recently is very in keeping with the springtime, the pop, the presence, the rich loam of homing hexagram 2 being awakened. Held by it, you become it. Running between and around your legs, it turns you, runs over your head, melting thought. There is only the water in your body as this body of water. The small body is dissolved into the great body. One body, no mind. You up-leveled your nervous system in hexagram 10, noticing. It's the one that comes before this. Became accustomed to running more energy through your system in a grounded way. Now you can step into the stream. Let the rivers flush out whatever resistance remains in you. If your question is about a relationship, keep going. Don't try to staunch the flow. There's nothing to defend here and no one to rescue. In whitewater rafting, if you fall out of the raft, put your feet up. It's when you think you're rescuing yourself by trying to touch bottom that your foot gets caught on a rock and the river drowns you. It's when you start following your mind's idea about rescue that the trouble begins. Embody vast forces with ease. Surrender to the confluence, the gushing river. Ooh. You notice how, cities rise where rivers come together. We can't help but feel the power of the confluence, even if we aren't consciously noticing it. So this hexagram is a call to consciously notice that. So we have our changing line at line 3. So there's line 3. The 3 tenets of Roshi Bernie Glassman are 1, bearing witness. 2, not knowing. 3, compassionate action. If we can bear witness to our own not knowing and just witness it, then compassionate action emerges pretty effortlessly. And then we can follow it. Like Confluence. We can surrender to the next compassionate action and things become a lot easier. If you can embody these 3 tenets now, you can meet the inevitable changes in elevation on your path with ease, because really they are inevitable. Things are looking good now, but give and take care. And this is moving into 19. This is all very fun for the weekend. Hexagram 19 is blessed. So lots of big spring energy in this reading, which is not surprising. You are being showered with blessings now, so put down your fucking umbrella. Don't resist the gifts you're being given, but don't get cocky about them either. They're for service, not self-aggrandizement. And there's the Goethe quote here: at the moment of commitment, the entire universe conspires to assist you. I'm going to leave it with that, because we read this one earlier in the week. This one has been coming up too, because when we clear out the stagnation in our systems, when we are willing to pop the pimple, when we are willing to look at the hole and be in that emptiness, be that flotsam and jetsam on the confluence, then yeah, we are blessed. The way is easy for one who has no preferences, as the Zen saying goes. So what is your deepest desire? What is your deepest desire? And what does the energy of your deepest desire look like when you strip it of your preferences? If your desire is for another person, or to have a baby, or to have more money, or those are preferences. What's under that? I find that when I strip away all the layers of preferences, what's under all of it is love. Have a great weekend.